Well guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. And so today I get to bring you along for a delicious recipe that uses a lot of the things that we have in the summertime. And number one, zucchini. Number two is rhubarb. Rhubarb is so delicious, but it's so plentiful. I cannot make enough things to keep up with the rhubarb plants that I have. So I decided I would make a quick bread. So in this pan, I have 2.5 cups of sugar because the rhubarb is tart. I've got 3.5 cups of diced or chopped up rhubarb. This rhubarb over here, I'm gonna reserve and chop this up a little finer, and that'll go in the bread raw. And then we're gonna grate the zucchini. We also have a block of cream cheese. We're gonna use some vegetable oil, as well as vanilla, baking powder, baking soda, and a little bit of salt. So let me get to cooking this down and grating up this zucchini, and I'll bring you back. And I've got my Lodge pans all sprayed with coconut oil and then floured, and I'll put a link in the description box for these because they're the best loaf pans I've ever had. I don't use anything else, and so they're a little bit maybe a little pricier than a metal one, but they'll last you a lifetime, and they just make the food delicious. So be sure and go down and check the links that I've left for you in the description box. Join up on Facebook and say hi, and if you like rhubarb and zucchini, I hope you give me a thumbs up. So I'll be right back. In our bowl, I've got a cup of sugar by itself because we're not using all the syrup, the simple syrup that we made. What I did was, after I brought it to a boil and the rhubarb is soft, I go ahead and scoop out with a slotted spoon the rhubarb and then fill it up to 2 cups. So it was about 1.5 cups of the mashed rhubarb basically. And you've got to let that cool down. We're going to go ahead and put that in the bowl. So we've got a cup of sugar, we've got that sweet rhubarb mixture, and we're going to put the cream cheese that's room temperature in here, and we'll give that a little mix. And while that's getting incorporated, I'm going to go ahead and add my vanilla. We're going to go ahead and add our oil now. Got that really well incorporated, and 2 eggs. Right from the hen house. These are so fresh. I didn't have any room temperature eggs, so I got my eggs, went out and got the eggs fresh out of the hen house for you. Okay, and we're going to give that a little whirl. Get those eggs. So now it's time to add our dry ingredients, and really and truly we've got a teaspoon of each: salt, baking soda, and baking powder. Now it's going to give it a little bit of loft to it. And I've got 3 cups of sifted flour. I'm going to add in half and let it stir it in, and then we'll add the other half. And you want kind of a thick batter. Add in the rest of the flour. So now it's time to add our zucchini and our rhubarb. And I've got 2 cups of grated zucchini. I'm just going to fold that in. See how big a mess we can make while we're doing it. And here goes the rhubarb. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. It's the color of summer. Just gorgeous. Okay, perfect batter. And if you think you want it thicker, go ahead and add some more flour, but I think this is going to be just perfect. So we're all done. Our batter is done. It's thick. It's got a great consistency, and it should take about an hour in the oven. You're just going to cook it until a toothpick or wooden skewer comes out clean. And you know you're done, just like any other cake. We're trying to split this batter in half. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be delicious. Summertime recipes. It's always good. Let's do a little more over here. It usually is a perfect double loaf recipe, or you can do these in small loaves and put them in the freezer for Christmas or the holidays. That's always good too. But rhubarb freezes very, very well, and so I can always do another version of this fresh around the holidays. Let's see if I can hold on to this and do this. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to put these 2 beautiful loaf pans full of that delicious dough or batter into the 350-degree oven, and I'll bring you back when it's all done and we're cooling these off and it's ready for a bite. All right, guys, so I've just taken my bread out of the oven and it smells really good. Now that took an hour and a half in a 350-degree oven. Your oven may vary, so start checking it at an hour. The bread has had a chance to cool a little bit and it's still really warm, but I want to cut a slice and see how it came out. It always comes out delicious, but I really wanted to share this recipe with you because it is gorgeous. You can see the zucchini in there. Isn't that beautiful? I'll bring you in for a close-up, no worries. I want a little bit of butter on this, because who doesn't love warm zucchini bread with some butter on it? Yum. It's so moist. Not overly sweet at all. And the rhubarb doesn't stand out like you think it would. It's in the background. It just adds to this bread. It's absolutely delicious. Oh my gosh. I love this recipe. I certainly hope that you try it, you guys. It's easy. It makes 2 loaves, so 1 for you and 1 to share, or put 1 in the freezer for the holidays. I even cut them in half and put them in the freezer. Absolutely wonderful. I hope if you're not a subscriber, you hit subscribe so you get notified whenever I do a delicious recipe like this. All right, guys. Boy, you gotta make this. It's so good.